Hi, welcome back, ladies and worms. We got a 99 Mercury gear Marquis. Came in, we got the tranny pulled out, got it on the bench, getting ready to do a teardown. The issues with the unit, so it's a 99 AODE 470, I mean technically AODE. Issue was when we got it, test drove it, didn't have any transmission codes. But the PCM fuse was blown, so it was no power to the transmission whatsoever. We replaced the fuse. We thought maybe there was an issue with the MLP. We tried that real quick, nothing wrong there. So then dropped the pan, and there's quite a bit of clutch material in the pan. Not any real big metal pieces or anything like that. The customer's complaint was that it was no upshift, basically, like one gear range. They weren't sure which gear, but it just, no upshifting. Still had good reverse, but other than that, no upshift whatsoever. So I'm kind of expecting to see, before I get into it, I'm guessing I'm gonna have an issue with possibly the overdrive snap ring, the direct clutches in the rear, and that drum in the rear. That's just kind of my guess, but we'll get into it, see what we got. Get our extension housing off here first. I think my air compressor's turned off. Let's see. Yeah, got that going again. Oh yeah, we gotta deal with that. Extension housing out of the way. Output speed sensor out here. Double O-ring. Some of these, it's the way to ID these. There's a single O-ring and a double O-ring. Gonna go ahead and nab the pump bolts out of here real quick. And the fluid doesn't look bad in color or smell. But as you can see in the pan, I'm not concerned with that, but I'm more concerned with the metal fines all over the magnet, and it's pretty loaded. So we definitely got something coming apart in it. So when I told the customer the things we tried, and it wasn't going to be a easy quick fix, that it was going to have to get pulled, because as soon as I saw that on the pan, it's a wrap. Get our wiring harness off of here. Oh yeah, all our valve body bolts out. I like to get the solenoids off first, and then just zip all the bolts off. That way I can pull the valve body. That broke on me. The solenoid snapped on me when I was prying on it. Not a big deal, gets new electronics, just got to get that out of there. I'm not concerned with any of that stuff, because, you know, like I said, it's going to get all new harness, case plug, all new EPC, all new electronics when I go back together with it. Move this out of my way. Camera again is in my way, kind of, but slippery. And the bolts, it looks like it's, the bolt heads look a little funny, like maybe, I didn't ask them if they're the original owner, if it's ever been out before, but if it's been rebuilt before, it should be easy to spot, especially if we see like Transtech gaskets or something on the valve body. Oh, missed one. Here comes the fluid. So the snap ring's intact, so that's good. Screen's not plugged, good. Don't really see too much debris. It looks like original gaskets to me. Our accumulator out of here. Molded, still soft. Put new accumulators in it regardless, but that one was soft. And it was full of transmission fluid down in here when we pulled it out, so minimally this case connector is bad, but it gets all new again, internal electronics, so I'm not really sweating that. But it would definitely cause a problem for sure. So this fluid out of the way. Servo's out next. And push too hard, it'll get you. Molded cover still feels soft. Springs broke. I mean, that'll cause a harsh shift. Should have been a double spring, which is odd. I'll have to check the book. Might be because it's a Grand Marquis. I'm used to doing the F-150s. The piston itself feels soft, so no hard molded pistons on it. Let's see here. Let's get the reverse servo out of here. Should be a 2 groove, I think, maybe a 3. 3 groove. Really hard. Reverse always tends to accumulate a lot of the gook. Didn't have an issue with reverse, but those servos and that cover definitely bad. Need replaced. Let me grab one of my pump bolts here. Come on. Just a way that I use it's a tool that I use to get the servo out. Otherwise you'll fight it. Just gotta snug it up and compress it a little so you can get that snap ring out easily. Bigger pliers. Get these wiped off. It's a lot easier, and it's one of these tool old low and reverse piston compressors. I just have a couple of these. I just made this to like a multi-use tool. It works real good for doing this. Installing them too. So the servo itself is pretty hard, not breaking yet. It's still slightly pliable. Pin looks intact. Spring's not broke. Again, it gets new. It's molded piston, so it gets a new one. And these go pretty quick as far as tearing them apart. Kind of limited on room. So I'm gonna grab my slide hammer and get it out of here. Over here so you can see what I'm doing. Just got my slide hammer to get the pump out. Usually I stand them up because they come apart really easy. If you just stand it up, everything falls out. But these pumps do, see how easy that comes out? You can just turn it over and stand it upright and all the guts will fall out. But I wanted to show you a little better on this one. I'm taking it apart. Make sure I have this back. Grab the pump out of here. Mechanical diode. Zip our pump apart. Journals look good, inside looks good, stator looks fine. Little bushing wear, gets new bushings, no big deal. Check the pump itself. Gear looks good. Inner gear. Outer gear is good. Pocket looks nice. Get our piston off of here. It's got a little spring retainer on it. Piston's installed correct. Real important, there's that bleed hole right there. If you look at it, this is the top of the pump right here. That bleed hole needs to be right at the 12 o'clock, right there. Lip seals, still soft. This is for intermediate. A little stuck in there, a little hot, not brittle by any means. So the pump's good. Pump out of the way. You can still see. Let's see, okay, yeah. All right. So our intermediates. That's our first. Doesn't look bad. Lots of meat. No heating. Looks pretty good. Looks really good. Nothing bad there. Still looks pretty good. Pressure plate looks fine. The band, we got some heat scoring on the band. Some glazing on it. Looks like it's an original. Yeah. So the band, I mean, it gets a new one. Needs it. Second gear intermediates look okay. Let's take a look at our drum. That's where the band rides. Still looks smooth. And where the pump goes, seals there looks good. Looks fine there. Let's see what else we got going. Let's get our snap ring off of here. These snap rings love to come off this drum. I always put a spiral lock on there. is a mechanical diode, like I said before. Move this over, kind of point it down a little bit so you can see a little better. All right, let's see. This is your reverse input clutches. Look good. Look really good. Don't see anything wrong there. Let's sort them. Snap rings out of the way. Mechanical diode out of the way. Give me a little special tool I use. This little guy. Getting into these. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it don't. Just got to get that snap ring started. It sucks because it's not behind the gap. Because if it would be behind the gap, then I could get in behind it. It's like that pick. Ah, you little. Bear with me here. I gotta use the drum or the cases to hold it for me. Yeah, see, just getting it started is the problem. The way the snap ring was in the drum, it wasn't exposed. And since this does fail the diaphragm spring, it's not broken, but I will replace this because this is a very high failure rate part. So that definitely gets replaced. Get the piston out of here, maybe. Check our lip seals. They're still nice and soft and pliable, so that's good. Then tells me that the unit didn't get too hot at least. The little release ball is free. Got to look inside the drum too for any damage to the lug towers or any cracking in any of the lugs. Looks fine. The drum looks good. Get our bearing here. Check ball's free. Shaft looks okay. Rings are intact. Okay, just checking a little bit of play there. This is your forward clutch drum and forward frictions and steels. They look cherry, look good. Very slight heating to them, but nothing to be concerned about at all. Intermediate shaft looks fine. Direct drum shaft. Hub looks good. Splines look good. Bearing feels good. No gouging from the frictions. Get our shell out of here. I need some brake clean. It's going to need a shell, and I might not need to plant it. It hasn't destroyed it yet, but I don't know how well the camera picks up, but if you can see the pitting right around on the right in here in this line of this pick, you can see the teeth, and yeah, my pick's catching on it. None there, none there. It starts right there, there, continues still, and then stops. A little slight there, but it stops there. The race feels good. It is the steel non-magnetic shell, but part of it, the gear, the sun gear, it needs that shell. We're going to look real close at that top planet set. The sun gear itself, let's see, looks like I see a little bit of that. Shadowing's fine, but I don't want to feel it with my pick. It's just shadowy. It needs new bushing. The bearing feels good. The splines on it are good. Get our snap ring out of here. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I gotta get the clunk spring out of here. It's your little clunk spring. It pulls the center support and the planetary all at once. Support looks okay. Usually it gets damaged right around here from rocking in the case. Race looks good, needs new bushing. Nothing crazy. Gets a new sprag regardless. So cheap, only like 20 bucks. This is where that sun gear runs off this top gear set. Just checking on the top gear set if I can feel anything, and I can't, which is good because this is like 200 bucks, this piece. Needs a new bushing, no big deal. Splines are good. Band surface is good. Let me move some of this stuff. So far, not too bad. Just a master kit and electronics and a sun shell. Grab your band out of there. Band looks all right. No meat missing, really. Nothing really hot. Technically, you'd reuse it, but I always replace the bands. Little band holder snap ring holds it in place for you. See if I can get the drum out of here. This is where I was expected to see an issue, is this drum. It doesn't look like it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that don't look good. Hang on. Oh yeah. So there's your problem. Like I was kind of said, the direct drum. They're lucky they didn't drive it much when they did. They drove it here. I wish they would have towed it, but doesn't look like they did too much more damage to it. Snap ring is it past it? I'll have to get the snap ring out of this. There's no spring tension because all the springs came apart. So the oh man, it needs this new drum. Trying to, oh, there we go. Yeah, so it not sure if it cracked it completely. Let's see if we get the piston out, get a better look at it. Check ball's free, that's good. Oh, here we go. That would explain her. So yeah, because I saw that when I first pulled it, it looked like it was cracked. But yeah, it just broke the weld on the drum. So I'm not gonna reuse that piston. I will reuse the hub. Yeah, the hub's fine, even though it's a little, discolored, just needs cleaned. So, I'll get this drum, this piston, snap ring, the return spring. I will not use that spacer anymore. It's all destroyed from the snap ring. I will not use that bearing over due to the metal contamination. Let's take a look at the plates. Amazingly, the plates, see, because they didn't drive it. If they would have kept trying to drive it, you know, you would eventually just welded this together, but the direct looks really good. So they're good thing that they stopped driving it when they did. Wish everybody did that. Hub's all right. Snap ring. I will also replace that snap ring just because it comes with that whole drum. Still got a little bit to look at yet. Our rear bearing, our bearing for the direct. Get our snap ring off of here. Ah, you little. Oh, again, got me twice. Check the ring gear. Ring gear looks okay. No, that ain't. Oh boy. Rings are awfully shiny. We'll see that. We'll check the case here in a second. Let's get the snap ring off here. So I can get the hub off. Come on. Oh yeah. Herder helps if we get the ceiling rings off too, huh? The right pair of snap ring pliers for it. Because you want to check this collar in here. That's why you should take that off. A lot of people don't, because it can get, the splines can get hurt on this side. But the hub looks good, ring gear looks good. The output shaft, you gotta watch for it to deform here, especially when you had a direct drum explode. That's fine. Bearing is good. That bearing is good. All we have left is to check the back of the case. Just gonna stand it up, take a little peek, see how it looks. Case looks nice where the ceiling rings go. See if you can see what I'm doing. Turn the camera. Yeah. I'm just checking the ceiling rings up here. Making sure there's nothing damaged in the case up there. Still got to finish ripping the case down. Stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Get your parking pieces out. But yeah, I got to get the EPC out, get all this stuff off, flat file everything, get it prepped before I throw it in the hot tank. This is the first step of my process. So we need the shell, the direct drum in its entirety, master kit, both bands, sprag, EPC, lockup, dual shift solenoid, wiring harness, hard wire, case connector, hard wire, and then the molded pistons and accumulators. I mean, not too bad, but I gotta price it out for the customer and let them know what's going on, get the video to them, and try and think, is there anything else I missed? No, I think that's pretty much it. I'm glad I called it. I was thinking it was going to be direct, but it wasn't 100%. It's a shame I got to ditch this shell. Just all because it's probably from some of the metal got out of here and got in. Luckily, it didn't hurt the planet, but there is some galling to that in there, that gear. So we definitely have to replace that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Check back soon.